Hello all, my name is Twinkle from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. This video lecture is about digital signature. So in this video lecture, we will cover what is digital signature, generic model of digital signature. After that, we will see hash function, MAC and digital signature. And after that, we will see what is the requirement of digital signature. And then we will discuss RSA approach and DSA approach based on the digital signature standard. Then we will see digital signature algorithm, which is also based on the digital signature standard. And then we will see Elgamal and Schnorr digital signature algorithms. So first of all, we will discuss what is digital signature. A digital signature is an authentication mechanism that enables the creator of a message to attach a code that acts as a signature. Typically, the signature is formed by taking the hash of the message and encrypting the message with the sender's or creator's private key. The signature guarantees that the source and the integrity of the message. The digital signature standard is an NIST standard that uses the secure hash algorithm. So this is the generic model of digital signature algorithm. If Bob and Alice want to communicate with each other, then first of all, Bob will apply the cryptographic hash function on the original message. So here hash code is generated. Now on the generated hash code, Bob will use its private key to encrypt the hash code and signature of the Bob is generated. Here S is the signature of the Bob. After that, Bob will transmit the message and the generated signature to the Alice. Now Alice will decrypt the signature using the Bob's public key, because signature is encrypted using the Bob's private key. That's why it is only decrypted using the Bob's public key. So decrypted signature, after decrypting, we are getting the hash code of the original message. And on the other side, on the original message, cryptographic hash function is applied and hash code is calculated. Now Alice will compare the calculated hash code with the received hash code and verify the message. If both the hash codes are same, then we can say that the message is not modified and message is authenticated. So now we will see hash function, MAC and digital signature and the difference between them. So as we have discussed in the earlier lecture, a hash of the message is if appended to the message itself. It only protects the accidental changes to the message, because as an attacker, the attacker can modify the message, and attacker can also calculate the new hash and use it instead of the original one. So hash code only provides the integrity of the message. It doesn't provide the authentication of the message. Next, we have studied is message authentication code, that is MAC, which is also sometimes known as a keyed hash, because in MAC we are using the original message. In MAC function we are using the original message with the key, which protects against the message forgery by the anyone who doesn't know the secret key. This means that the receiver can forge any message. Thus we have both the integrity and the authentication in the MAC, but it doesn't provide the non-repudiation. Next one is digital signature. So digital signature is created with the private key and verified with the corresponding public key of the asymmetric key pair. So only the holder of the private key can create this signature, and normally anyone knowing the public key can verify it. So digital signature will provide integrity, authentication as well as non-repudiation. So this is the differentiation between the hash, MAC and digital signature security goals, and our security goals are integrity, authentication and non-repudiation, in which hash only provide the integrity and message authentication code, that is MAC, provide the integrity as well as authentication, and digital signature provide integrity, authentication as well as non-repudiation. And the kind of key used in the hash function is, hash function doesn't require any key. So any type of keys are not used in the hash function. In MAC we are using the symmetric type of keys, and in digital signature we are using the asymmetric key, that is public private key pair. Next we will see What are the requirement of digital signature? So first is the signature must be a bit pattern that depends on the message being signed. Next is the signature must use some information unique to the sender to prevent both forgery and denial. Next is it must be relatively easy to produce the digital signature. It must be relatively easy to recognize and verify the digital signature, and it must be computationally infeasible to forge a digital signature either by constructing a new message for an existing digital signature or by constructing a fraudulent digital signature for a given message. It must be a practical to retain a copy of the digital signature in the storage. So these are the requirement of the digital signature. Next we will see digital signature standard. So DSS, digital signature standard, uses an algorithm that is designed to provide only the digital signature function. Unlike RSA, it cannot be used for encryption or the key exchange. So first of all, in DSS we will see RSA approach. In the RSA approach, the message to be signed is input to the hash function. As you can see, first of all, we are uh, generating the hash code of the original message. After that, on this hash code is encrypted using the sender's private key, that is PRA. And after that, both the message and the signature is transmitted to the receiver, and the recipient takes the message and produce the hash code of the received message. And after that, the recipient also decrypt the message using the public key of the sender. Because only senders know the private key, only the sender could have produced the valid signature. And here the calculated hash code and the decrypted hash codes are compared to verify. Next is DSA approach. In the DSA approach, the hash code, that is digital signature algorithm approach, the hash code is provided as an input to the signature function along with the random number k generated for this particular signature. And after that, the signature function also depends on the sender's private key, that is PRA, and a set of parameters known to a group of communicating principals, that is known as the PUG. So this constitutes a global public key, which is denoted as a PUG. So in short, digital signature function takes total 4 inputs: the hash code, the key, global public elements, global public key PUG, and the private key of the sender, that is PRA. And the result of the signature function is the two components, which is S and R, and which is concatenated with the original message and given and transmitted to the receiver. So at the receiving end, the hash code of the incoming message is calculated. This is given to the verification. This is given as an input to the verification function. The verification function also depends on the global public key as well as the sender's public key, that is PUG and PUA. The output of the verification function is a value that is equal to the signature component R. If the signature is valid, then the output of the verification function and the received are compared with each other, and if both the values are same, then we can say that signature is verified or signature is valid. The signature function is such that only the sender with the knowledge of the private key could have produced the valid signature. So in this way, in DS approach, two functions are used: signature function and the verification functions, and different parameters are given as an input to that signature function and verification function. Here the output of the signature function is S and R, and then on the verification side, the output of the verification function is compared with the received received output component of the signature function, that is R, and the signature is verified. So now we will see the digital signature algorithm, in which consider the global public element PQG. Here P is the prime number, Q is the prime divisor of P minus 1, and G equal to H into P minus 1 divided by Q mod P. So P, Q and G are the global public elements in the digital signature algorithm. Now we will find out the user's private key and public key. So X is a random or pseudo-random integer with 0 is less than X is less than Q, and from the global public element PQG and this private key we are going to find out the user's public key, that is y equal to g raised to x mod p. Now also users has a pre-message secret number, that is k, that is random or pseudo random integer with a value between the 0 and q. So now we have a user's private key, user's public key, global public element and the user's pre-message secret number. So now signing function signing function is applied on this component and R and S is generated. Here R equal to G raised to K mod P mod Q and S equal to K inverse H of M plus XR mod Q. So see, the output of the signature function is R and S. So here we are getting using this formula R and S, which is appended with the original message and sent to the receiver. Now receiver will verify message using the verification function. So verification function find out the components such as W, U1, U2 and these and give us the output of the verification function, that is small v. And after that we are testing the small v is double equal to the received version of the R. Here R is indicated as R and S because it is the received version of the R. So in this way verification function verify the v is double equal to R dash, and if both are same then we can say that signature is verified. So this is the digital signature algorithm. So this figure indicate the mathematical representation of the signing function. So this is the mathematical representation of the signing function and this is the mathematical representation of the verifying function in detail. Now we will see Algol digital signature algorithm. So in Algol digital signature uses the private key for the encryption and it uses the public key for the decryption. So here the global public elements is prime number Q and its primitive root A. Each user generates that key. So first of all, if user A choose a secret number which is in between 1 and Q minus 1, and from that secret number and the global element, it compute its public key, that is YA equal to A raised to X A mod Q. Now the user or sender signed a message M to the Bob by computing the hash, that is M equal to H of M, and after that it chooses she chooses the random integer K with the 1 is lesser equal to K is lesser equal to Q minus 1 and GCD of K comma Q minus 1 should be equal to 1. So after that it compute the temporary key S1, that is A raised to K mod Q, and after that it compute the K inverse and also compute the S2 which is equal to K inverse M minus XA S1 mod Q minus 1. So the output of the signature function is S1 and S2. Next, user V, that is Bob, can verify the signature by computing the V1. V1 equal to A raised to M mod Q and V2 equal to YA raised to S1 and S1 raised to S2 mod Q. So if V1 is equal to V2, here V1 and V2 are compared with each other. Here S1 and S2 are the output of the signature function. So on the receiver side, receiver will verify that V1 is equal to V2, then we can say that the signature is valid. In this way the signature is verified and message is authenticated by the receiver. Next algorithm is not digital signature algorithm. It also uses the exponential in a finite. So it is based on the discrete logarithms. In this algorithm, it minimizes the message dependent computation and main work can be done in the ideal time. So here P minus 1 has a prime factor Q of the appropriate size. Typically the P is of the size of 1024 bit and the Q is of the size 160 bit numbers. So first of all, in Schnorr algorithm, we choose our key. So choose suitable prime numbers p and q. Choose a such that a raised to q equal to 1 mod p. Here a, p and q are the global parameters for all. After that, the sender or the user A generate a key using a secret. First of all, it choose a secret key, that is SA, and using this secret key it compute their public key VA equal to a raised to minus SA mod q. Now it generate the signature by the choosing the random number r and computing x equal to a raised to r mod p. After that, it will concatenate message with the calculated x here, and then calculate the hash of the message, that is E equal to, the output of the hash function is denoted as E, and E equal to h of m and x, that is concatenation of the message and the calculated x. Now compute y equal to r plus se mod q. So here the signature output of the signature function is E and y, which is sent to the receiver with the message. Now on the other side, receiver can verify the signature by computing x dash, which is equal to a raised to y and b raised to e mod p. Now we have to on the receiver side, receiver verify that E should be equal to the hash function applied on the message with a message which is concatenated with the computed X list. So the we have to using this formula we can verify the signature of the sender. So in this way, Schnorr and Elgamal digital signature algorithm will work. This is all about the digital signature algorithm. Thank you.